All right, let's get one thing straight right now. An equity mutual fund is not a lottery ticket. It is a powerful tool for building wealth, but only if you use it correctly. Think of it as a basket where your money is pooled with that of many other people. A professional fund manager then takes that big pool of money and invests it in the stocks of various companies. The goal is to grow that money over time. But here's the deal. There are thousands of these funds out there. Picking the right one isn't just important, it is everything. Choosing the wrong fund is like trying to build a house on a shaky foundation. It will eventually crumble, and your financial dreams will crumble right along with it. Now, before you even look at a single fund, you need to look in the mirror. You must be honest with yourself about your investment horizon. How long can you leave this money untouched? Equity funds invest in the stock market, which goes up and down. To ride out those bumps and truly benefit from the power of compounding growth, you need time. I'm not talking about 1 or 2 years. For equities, you should be thinking 5, 7, 10 years, or even longer. The longer your time horizon, the more you can afford to let your money work for you, weathering the inevitable market storms and emerging stronger on the other side. Short-term money has no business being in an equity fund. Denied. Next up is your risk appetite. Can you sleep at night knowing your investment value dropped by 10% in a week? If the answer is no, you need to acknowledge that. Your personal comfort with risk is a critical guide. This is often tied to your age. If you are in your 20s or 30s, you have decades of earning years ahead of you. You can afford to take on more risk for the potential of higher returns because you have time to recover from any downturns. But if you are in your 50s or 60s, nearing retirement, your priority shifts to capital preservation. You can't afford a major loss. Be truthful about what you can handle. Financial courage is not about being reckless, it's about being realistic. Finally, let's talk about why you are investing. Is it for your retirement in 30 years? A child's education in 15? Or maybe you want to save on taxes this year? Your goal dictates the type of fund you choose. For long-term goals like retirement, a diversified growth fund makes sense. For tax savings, you would specifically look for an equity-linked savings scheme, or ELSS. These funds come with a mandatory 3-year lock-in period, but they offer you a tax deduction under Section 80C. Aligning your investment with your specific financial goal is the first and most crucial step toward making a smart and powerful money move. So, you know your goals and your risk tolerance. Now you can start looking at the funds themselves. The first thing everyone sees is past performance. A fund that returned 30% last year looks tempting, doesn't it? Stop right there. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. A fund could have gotten lucky with 1 or 2 hot stocks. What you need to look for is consistent performance over the long term, 3, 5, and 10 years. How did it perform compared to its benchmark index, like the Nifty 50 or S&P 500? And how did it do compared to other funds in the same category? Don't be dazzled by a single year of stellar returns. Look for a marathon runner, not a sprinter. Now let's talk about something that gets overlooked. The expense ratio. This is the small fee the fund company charges you every year to manage your money. It's expressed as a percentage of your investment. You might see a ratio of 1% or 2% and think it's tiny. That is a huge mistake. Over decades, that seemingly small fee can eat away a massive chunk of your returns due to the power of compounding working against you. A lower expense ratio means more of your money stays invested and working for you. While it shouldn't be the only factor, you must not ignore it. A high expense ratio is a guaranteed drag on your wealth. Beyond the numbers, you need to investigate the person steering the ship, the fund manager. Who is this person managing your hard-earned money? How long have they been managing this specific fund? Do they have a consistent and clear investment philosophy? A fund manager with a long and steady track record who has successfully navigated different market cycles is a huge asset. A fund that has had 3 different managers in the last 5 years is a major red flag. You are not just investing in a fund, you are entrusting your money to the experience and discipline of its manager. Do your homework on them. Lastly, consider the assets under management, or AUM. This is the total market value of all the money the fund is currently managing. A very small AUM might indicate the fund is new or hasn't gained the trust of many investors. On the other hand, a gigantic AUM in a small cap or mid-cap fund can sometimes make it difficult for the manager to move in and out of positions without impacting the stock price. There is a sweet spot. A healthy, growing AUM is generally a good sign, as it shows that other investors trust the fund. It's another piece of the puzzle that helps you build a complete picture of the fund's stability and reputation. Once you've chosen a fund, you have to decide how to invest in it. You have two main options: a lump sum investment or a systematic investment plan known as an SIP. A lump sum is exactly what it sounds like. You invest a large amount of money all at once. This can be great if you invest it right at the bottom of a market cycle. But can you time the market perfectly? No, nobody can. Investing a lump sum when the market is at its peak can lead to immediate disappointment if the market corrects. It's a high-stakes move that requires both luck and nerves of steel, and I don't recommend it for most people. This is why I am a huge advocate for the SIP. A systematic investment plan is where you invest a fixed amount of money at regular intervals, usually monthly. This is a powerful and disciplined approach. When the market is high, your fixed amount buys fewer units. When the market is low, that same fixed amount buys you more units. This is called rupee cost averaging, and it smooths out the bumps of market volatility over time. An SIP removes emotion from investing. It forces you to invest consistently, whether the market is up or down, which is the key to long-term wealth creation. It's the smartest, simplest way for the average person to build wealth in the stock market. Now, let's circle back to taxes, because a smart investor is always thinking about how to keep more of what they earn. As I mentioned, equity-linked savings schemes, or LSS, are a fantastic tool. They are mutual funds that invest primarily in equities and offer a tax deduction of up to 1.5 lakh rupees under Section 80C of the Income Tax Act. The catch is the 3-year lock-in period, the shortest among all Section 80C options. This lock-in forces you to stay invested for the medium term, which is good for equity investing anyway. It's a 2-for-1 deal. You get the potential for wealth creation from equities while also saving on your taxes. Remember, the way you structure your investment is just as important as the fund you select. An SIP instills discipline and mitigates risk, making it ideal for the vast majority of investors. Understanding the tax implications, especially with tools like LSS, ensures you are being efficient with your money. Don't just think about what to buy. Think about how to buy and how to hold it. A powerful strategy is your best defense against market uncertainty and your best tool for building the financial life you deserve. Your future self will thank you for setting up a disciplined, automated plan today. Before you can invest a single rupee, you must be compliant with the regulations. In India, this means completing your Know Your Customer or KYC process. This is a one-time verification of your identity and address using documents like your PAN card and Aadhaar card. It is a mandatory step put in place by the market regulator, the Securities and Exchange Board of India, or SEBI, to prevent financial fraud and money laundering. There is no way around it. Make sure your KYC is completed and verified before you start. It's a simple process that can be done online, and it's your ticket to enter the world of investing legally and securely. Next, you must ensure that any fund house, distributor, or advisor you deal with is registered with SEBI. SEBI's job is to protect the interests of investors like you. A SEBI registration is a mark of legitimacy and accountability. It means the entity operates under a strict set of rules designed for your protection. Never, ever give your money to an unregistered entity or an advisor promising guaranteed sky-high returns. That is the biggest red flag there is. Real investing involves risk, and anyone who tells you otherwise is not your friend. They are a financial predator. Always check for the SEBI registration number on their website or documents. Even after doing all your research, you might still feel overwhelmed. That is perfectly okay. Admitting you need help is a sign of strength, not weakness. You can get information directly from the asset management companies or AMCs that run the mutual funds. Their websites are filled with fund-related documents like the Key Information Memorandum, or KIM, and the Scheme Information Document, or SID. These are detailed, but they contain everything you need to know. You can also approach a registered investment advisor who can guide you based on your personal financial situation. Just be sure they are a fee-only advisor so their advice isn't biased by commissions. In the end, mastering equity fund selection is about empowerment. It's about taking control of your money and making it work for you. It requires you to be honest about your goals, disciplined in your approach, and diligent in your research. Read, learn, and ask questions. Don't be afraid to start small with an SIP. The most important thing is to start. By following these steps, understanding yourself, analyzing the fund, strategizing your investment, and ensuring compliance, you are not just investing in a mutual fund. You are investing in a secure, dignified, and powerful financial future. Now that is a plan that is approved.